We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, Fake Black Lights, we take a look at this. And what this is from Hellfire is the Evil Bastard. And if we pull out enough, we can see that this appears to be a clown. Possibly Clowny from the Spawn series, maybe. It would certainly fit. I don't know if that's what they're meaning, but... so we start from yellow and we go to purple. I don't like this. Moving to darker colors with a darker background is just not a good idea. And of course we have the worst ingredient panels in all of the hot sauce world right here. Can we pull it in? Maybe. All right, so we got apple cider vinegar. Looks like a Lokia pepper. Yeah, Lokia pepper mash. Man, this is so stupid. Garlic. We've got what we got? Cinnamon whiskey. Sun-dried tomatoes. 7-pot primo. That's in a mash. God, I hate the way they do this. We got the Trinidad Scorpions in a mash. We've got Smoke Ghost chili powder. Looks like possibly Reaper powder. Oh man, this label is just trash. I hate this. All right, so anyway, that's the things there generally. I'm sure that Thai curry was in that list somewhere as well. That's also in here. This is just, I hate this. I couldn't hate it anymore. If you're, pick one or the other. If you're going to say it's just a mash, I don't think you need to have the parentheticals if you have this much stuff. But realistically, like, this is obnoxious. And honestly, I've considered more than once just being done with Hellfire because I dislike this so much. And I have to look at every label to make sure that what I'm getting is something I can actually consume. And this is like a giant middle finger to people with allergies. And I wish they would not do that. Like this, and here's the other thing. They waste all this space with this garbage here. And it just drops out of legibility. Oh, is there cumin in there too? Maybe, huh? Black pepper. Yeah, I'm sure those are in there. I don't doubt that. But if I have to go to an alternate source to, look at an ingredient list, like that's bad mojo, man. That I would rather be able to just pick up a bottle and read it in the store or wherever I'm seeing it. I will say this though, I'm almost out of sauces that I'm interested in doing from Hellfire. I think I've got a couple left, which will probably be in the same review because they seem to be pretty similar to me. But after that, I think the Hellfire, unless they come up with something new, I think the Hellfire list of selections might be complete. But we got this sort of dark, rich, it's almost a mole-ish color, almost like an A1 steak sauce in a lot of ways. Lots of particulates in it. It's a pretty dark sauce. So what's interesting about this one is that when I first opened it, I really liked it. I was like, oh wow, that's a really, really good sauce. Now that has diminished somewhat over time. It's a fairly vinegar-forward sauce. But when I first got it, I was like, wow, this is, it was surprisingly really good. You know, I wouldn't use it on everything, but I was expecting something other than what it actually was, and I was pretty pleasantly surprised, I must say. So, but anyway, let's get on into this. The combination of flavors is the smoke ghost, the 7-pot, scorpions. It might not actually be reapers in this. I might have read that wrong. But the combination of peppers, even in conjunction with having an apple cider vinegar, it's actually just, it's really good. Like the mix of flavors out of this, there's a lot of density to it. I really like what they did here. I don't like cinnamon, and I don't think I've ever had cinnamon whiskey because I really don't enjoy cinnamon very much. Very small doses, like in a pie or something maybe, as an accent, but the apple cider vinegar, the cumin, not super huge fans of either one of those. But I will say this comes together superbly. Like, this is a really good sauce. Just having it by itself there, I quite enjoyed this. And I've used this on a number of things. It is a fairly forward taste, though, so it limits, for me anyway, a little bit of where I can use it. But it also opens up some doors where I might not normally be inclined to use a sauce like this as well. So I really like what they came up with here. This is a really good sauce. It is fairly punchy. I gave this a 3. And a 3 for me is sort of that dividing line where the 3 or higher and normies on my scale, 3 or higher on my scale, and it's going to be too hot pretty much for every normie out there. Or at least the vast majority of them, in my view. So, okay, we've got here. So I don't know about you, but these are cold fish fillets. So I made a bunch of fish fillet last night. And I just, I cooked the whole thing up. I didn't eat all of it last night. And when I was younger, I used to like cold, I still do. I like cold pizza. I like cold chicken, cold fried chicken. I like cold, and lately cold fish, when I make extra, it's cold in the fridge and a piece looks good and I just have it and I don't want to warm it up and everything. So I've kind of gotten on this kick of cold fried foods again, oddly enough. Anyway, that's what this is. I don't know if you all do that or not out there, but you might be less lazy than I am. But I don't really like what the microwave does to breading a whole bunch after it's been cooked. So it's part of the other reason, but also I just like it cold. So let's we're gonna go with this here. Let's see how this does. So I had some of the sauce when it was warm. I think it actually works better when the fish is warm for this sauce. But it's pretty nice. I prefer, for fish, I like more maybe a fruit-based sweet hot. Or good old Louisiana style. Either one. But this is actually pretty good too. Not as good in my view, but it's such a unique concoction they came up with here. The naming nomenclature I don't quite understand for this. But for a complex sauce, I think the end result is really just quite good. It does have some pretty good punch to it too. It's not one of the ones that's up there, but definitely it's It's solid. I mean, it does have a bit of a build to it as well. One of the things about 7 Pots is they like to do that. But you've also got scorpions and a little bit of smokiness from the smoked ghost. It just comes together super nice. I like it a lot. Like I said, I'm really not sure what they were going for here. I mean, I will say yes, it's pretty amazingly flavorful. Quite an array of super hots in there, and it yeah, I mean it is a very unique to itself sauce. It is somewhat vinegar forward, so it might fit more in the, well, I don't know. I mean, I've had it on pizza, it's okay there. It's not what I would ever put on like a mac and cheese, for instance, or any kind of cream sauce. I think there's too much there that would conflict with it. But like with meats, it is quite good. You know, there it was with fish. I've had it with chicken. I've had it with burgers. Generally, any of the meats I put it with, it really is quite nice. But the more complex flavored foods, or if they have multiple flavors in the same food, this I just, you start to get some of the cancellation effect, where some flavors will cancel out everything else, and this is really a composite of everything that's in it. And if you drift from that too far, I think you kind of get diminishing returns a bit. But the more you can let this be the star, I think this is another one of those sauces where it really wants to be the focus. And so when you can find a food that will fit in with that, this works pretty wonderfully. It doesn't really have the raw boozy taste or anything like that either, which is definitely a point in its favor as far as I'm concerned. So there's a lot of stuff in here that shouldn't work for me. You know, there's a lot of things that are outside of my preferences, but you know, that's why we keep trying sauces, right? We try to keep an open mind, because this is a really quite good sauce, and I would have been disappointed had I not experienced it. I think. I mean, and I say that because I'm really happy that I did. But I think possibly, you know, with some of the curries and stuff, you could actually take a little stab at throwing this, possibly even on Asian foods. It would certainly be worth the attempt. Very bold, and the super hots, they read but they don't. And what I mean by that is that you don't have the soaring bitterness that often will come with super hots. It is just a really, you've got the heat from them, but there's so much flavor there that it kind of works with, and to a degree actually overshadows that bitterness as well. So very well done sauce. Very well formulated. Definitely pretty happy with this. So, but yeah, there it is. The Hellfire Evil Bastard Hot Sauce. Now go forward in peace to serve the flame.